Hey guys, what's up? It's Murphy from War Curse.
This is Brittany Slays from Unleash the Archers.
Hey, this is Dale from Endemise.
This is Vicky Sarakis from The Agonist.
This is Trevor from Obituary, and you're listening to the Great Metal Debate.
Podcast. I'm coming to you today from the 2017 Louisville Deathfest, where I'm pleased to be joined by Missi and Sam from Your Chance to Die. Ladies, thanks so much for joining us on the Great Metal Debate.
Thanks so much for having us.
Thank you.
Again, we're here in Louisville at the Deathfest. How exciting is it to be on the bill with such an impressive roster of death metal artists?
It's definitely been a huge honor. We were invited a couple of months ago, and it's what initiated the whole tour to begin with. So it's definitely an honor to be on the bill with all these really amazing bands.
And you all played your first show in several months just 2 days ago, I understand, in South Carolina?
Yeah. It was actually the first time we'd been together in a year, actually. We all kind of practiced on our own, but it was great. We had a lot of fun.
Does it take some time once you jump on the stage again for the first time, or are you ready for it at that point?
When you go back on stage, it just comes back. Well, for me it does, but for some people, I know we all practice, but it's just muscle memory, I guess.
The practice is a big part of that, about being prepared for the stage.
Yeah, definitely, and we all practice on our own, but it was really cool getting back together with everyone because we all just kind of fell into the same groove, and I had a great time. We had a great time.
Now, it's been about 2 years since we've had you guys on the show. That was back when you were out touring in support of 2013's The American Dream. Tell us what's been going on with the band since that time.
Well, we spent a lot of time writing music to begin with, because this was the first album where we featured Sam on vocals, and as well as having Thomas and Ron in the band. So we just spent some time writing really good music that we're really proud of. We recorded and had to get it mastered, and we're waiting around for a label to pick us up, and got all that taken care of. So it's mostly just been writing. We did that brief tour last year with Cryptopsy in Mexico, but since then, it's just been writing and getting ready for this next phase of the band.
And you mentioned this is the first new material with Sam as part of the band. What has that addition been like? How has Sam fit in?
Oh, well, it's been for me personally, it's been like the best decision that I've made personally. Both of us at first were kind of wary about having an additional vocalist because we both were, solo, I guess, for a while. And the first time we got on stage together, something clicked and it happened, and now it just feels like the right thing to do. And it's added a lot of fullness, I think, to the vocals, and everything that you hear on the album we pull off on stage, and I think that's really important. And it's just a lot of fun to have her there. I mean, she's one of my very best friends in the whole world right now, so I just love having her with me.
And Tom, how did a European lady get hooked up with these South Carolinians?
Same manager. I used to be in another band, and I had a manager that's their manager too, so they needed someone to fill in for one of their tours, and they hooked me up asking if I could do it, and I said yes. So I just flew over and did a tour with them without Missi the first time, and then the second tour we did together.
You were filling in for her, but then who came up with the idea of joining you guys together on stage? I'm just curious, what was the genesis of that?
It's a little bit of a long story. I have to give the credit to Joanne with the EMG. She was kind of the first one to mention it to me, and I thought, well, I don't know. I really honestly was like, I don't really see how that's going to work. And then I approached Sam with the idea, and she's like, I don't know. I've never really thought about having someone else with me, and we kind of were both with like that. Then we got offered that tour with Wednesday 13, and so we were like, well, we'll use this tour to kind of test out the idea. And honestly, it was just something that fell together so naturally. I feel like she kind of filled a hole that I never knew I had on stage, honestly, like a kind of a void, because now I'm able, like, just the depth of the vocals, I think is just really awesome, the way we kind of are able to play off of each other and balance each other out.
I listen to a lot of bands with two vocalists, but typically it's one doing the harsh vocals, another clean or operatic, something like that. What's it like thinking about you both doing the growling, the harsh vocals together?
I mean, I think it fits well together, you know? Like, it's like when you've got two pop singers that just have a good range together, I feel like that's what we have, you know? Like, we're not, like, completely different, but we make it, like, when we sing together, we make it, like, sound more heavier than just solo, so it's more of a, I don't know, it's not necessary, but I mean, it works, you know?
I think you guys are ahead of the curve on this. To me, it's a brilliant idea.
Thanks so much.
Now, Your Chance Tonight has a new album, Ex Nihilo, just released this past August. What's been the response to that album so far?
I feel like it's been a very good response. Everything that we've gotten has been really positive. You know, I think we're just at a point with the band now where, you know, regardless of what the response is, we're proud of the music that we've written, and it's just really, finally, after 10 years, something that we're just 100% happy with and proud to be playing. This will be the first tour where we played all new material. So we're just excited now to kind of get it out there and see what everybody thinks. But in the end, we're proud of ourselves as musicians and artists, for sure.
There are some similarities to your previous material, but certainly I think you've definitely advanced the sound a lot. We don't have the guitarists here, but the guitars just really sing on this album. It's an amazing melody under your all's vocals.
Yeah, it's more melodic, and they put more, like we put more symphony in it, and the last albums were more hardcore kind of, and they kind of went up to the more death metal side, and then they started putting a symphony in it, you know, and like more melody, but also like really brutal breakdowns sometimes, and yeah, so events, you know, yeah.
And just very solid songs, if you ask me. You all did a lyric video for the track Skinwalkers. Tell us a little bit about just that song in particular.
Well, I really, that's my favorite song lyrically. I handle the lyrics on the songs, and that's a really important part of things for me. And so I just really like the vocal play, especially at the beginning. I love the symphony and stuff that kind of happens throughout the song, and lyrically it's just a really powerful and personal song for me. So that we just went with that choice. Since it was a lyric video, we just thought it was important, you know, to bring something that was strong lyrically.
I was going to ask about the lyrics. Do you both contribute to the lyrics?
Well, I write patterns because I'm more rhythmic. How do you say it? Than she is, and she's really good at lyrics, and I'm not. So
you're doing the vocal melodies essentially.
The patterns, yeah, and then she tries to write something on the patterns, and if you know, then she sends it back to me, and I try to fit the lyrics into the patterns, or you know, make something different and make the words different, and I know we fill up each other, so it works. The one thing she doesn't have, or the one thing I don't have, you know, she has and I have, so it's, you know.
Sounds like it's complementary, not just the sound, but the writing process.
Yes.
You all put out a call for support in advance of this tour, asking fans to support you all through PayPal, gift cards, etc. How helpful is it to have fans provide those types of supports?
I mean, it's definitely a big help when you kind of think about little like $10, $15 gift cards you have hanging around in your wallet from Christmas time. When we put something out like that, people look in their wallet and go, oh man, I got this Chick-fil-A card at Christmas and I never used it, and they'll send it in to us, and you know, every little bit adds up. This tour kind of happened for us at the last minute. You know, we had some offers for some other things that didn't really happen, and so then at the last minute we said, you know, we're just going to go out on our own. We're going to do this thing. We got to get this album out here. So because it happened at the last minute, we were calling out for a little bit more support than we normally do. The van needed some repairs and that sort of thing. So, it's every little bit. Some people think, well, I only have, $10, I only have $5, or I only have enough to buy a t-shirt, but everything adds up and it just really helps us out, and we can't do anything without our fans coming and supporting us. And, they're the reason we go out and do what we do to begin with. So that's kind of where that all came from. It's, we've gotten hotel rooms provided because people have, points on their credit cards or whatever that are just added up they never think of using. So it's just kind of a creative way to get a little bit of support.
Well, talking about overnight stays, you all have stayed a couple of times at my co-host's home in Kentucky while touring. What's that mean for you? Like literally to have folks on tour open up their homes to you?
It's amazing, but sometimes people exaggerate, and we had some really nasty homes. They're like, oh, my house is amazing. We have like all these paintings here, and like we're artists, and then we come there and it's just, we rather sleep on the street, but we don't want to be rude, yeah, but it's amazing for the people who do open up their house. We've had some amazing places to stay in, like our own beds and like showers and even breakfast, and it's just very, very generous. Yeah.
Really cool when metal fans like begin to share that way and support the artists in ways that just you wouldn't think about normally.
Yeah, that's right. Sometimes people get the impression that you show up, and you're getting paid $1 gazillion to play, and we're just rich and we're making so much money, but after 10 years we're just at the point where we're breaking even, believe it or not. So it's no, we're not staying in hotel rooms every night, and no, we don't have the fanciest van to drive around in. So, our fans just doing what they can for us. Sometimes they'll, offer to take us out to dinner or whatever, offer us a shower even, it's just a really huge deal. Like, believe it or not, like I said before, like the little small things is what adds up and just makes for we have to be rested before we come out and play, and sometimes people don't think about that. Just, crashing in the van and you're waking up and you're tired and you're driving 7 hours and all you want to do is rest for a little while, and it's just, it's really cool when people come together and really offer you something.
Back to the album Ex Nihilo, I'm a big fan of album art, and I really enjoy the album art for your last album, The American Dream. This album, it to me seems like it has a little bit of a darker vibe on the album art. Can you speak to that? Like, what was the idea behind it?
The album art came from the idea of like the whole album is about rebirth, because the band has really been reborn through this album. Coca and I are the only original members left in the band, and so I really feel like we've kind of reinvented ourselves in a lot of ways. So the album art has a guy and his head's kind of like either melting away or coming together, just however your perception is of it. So it's just about being like reborn. Every single song's about just coming against the things that are coming against you and fighting for yourself and just growing and changing and just finally morphing into where we want to be after all these years.
I want to see that guy fight the guy on the cover of The American Dream. That'd be pretty cool. Beginning to wrap up with you ladies this evening, I know you all have some tour dates coming up in October. Tell fans where they can go to see you all in the coming days.
Well, New York, New Jersey, Canada, the Quebec shows just got canceled. All right, and New Jersey.
Going up the East Coast?
Just, north, just a little, there you go, yeah.
We got a show in Illinois. We've got a show in Wisconsin. We got actually a show in Boone, North Carolina, which is kind of strange. So anybody from that area is welcome to come out and see us. Rhode Island, we're playing Rhode Island too. So it's definitely Northeast, up north. Our final show is going to be actually with one of the players from Niall's new band. So we'll be playing in Greenville, South Carolina. That'll be on the 21st, and that'll be the last tour. But we've got some exciting things coming up for this year, the end of this year, and into next year. So we just encourage everyone to go to our Facebook page and check out all of the announcements that we have that coming up.
Well, that's really exciting. I'm excited to see you guys once again now with Psalm tonight on stage. Finally, how can fans learn more about Your Chance to Die, and where can they go to purchase music and merchandise, in particular your latest album, Ex Nihilo?
Well, you can go to it was a Big Cardo store, but it's just yourchancetodie.bigcardo.com. We also have our album on iTunes, Spotify. anything online you can buy. You can buy it at our shows.
That's the best way. Come out to some of these shows and pick up that album and pick up some of that merch. But that new logo you guys have is absolutely awesome. I love it.
Yeah, the emblem came through finally. Because the name of the band is a little bit long, we're trying to kind of shorten it down and just have an emblem that people can recognize. So that one finally came together. Really excited. So for the first time in 10 years, we have hoodies. We do have some long sleeve shirts. If you guys aren't coming out to a show, you can go to our Big Cartel store and pick those up. The album, you're welcome to buy that on the EMP Underground, which is where you can buy the physical copy or come out to a show and buy it from us. That's how we actually collect the most support, would be if you could pick up a physical copy. So that's us.
Well, again, ladies, really excited to have you all destroy me in there tonight. Just get brutal on stage, and looking forward to the show. And best of luck to you coming up on the road.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, we definitely appreciate you guys a lot. Thanks for having us again.